the only thing that I think would have been better is I didn't go to college until I was 40. I know I only look 25, but that's okay. But I didn't go to school. I didn't start college until after I was out of the military. I think, and then I really wasn't ready. So I kind of mixed that with, I don't think there's anything that I would want to change because the journey has been so rewarding. And like I mentioned earlier about your season and understanding your timing, that I think the right people were in my life at the right time to help guide me and to give me sound advice to keep me from going over the edge. I've always been a patient person. Let me take it back. Let me back that up. I've always been a person who's always had to deal with learning patience. And so understanding that and then realizing once I went from graduated from school in computers to actually doing the job day to day, I learned that I had a little knowledge, but to go in and to do some of what my teammates were doing, who had been in the industry for a while, is so humbling. I didn't have an opportunity to get puffed up because I was so busy learning, trying to just even get close to what they were able to achieve, some of the code and things that they were able to write, because there were so many challenges, so many ways of doing things. I think it's the one thing that I would say to my younger self is always continue to learn, because as soon as you think you got it, you just ended your career, especially in a technology. It changes so rapidly. Like, the role of a CIO, 10 years ago, I wanted to be a CIO. Today, no, what's a CIO do today, right? And so when we think about how the fields and the careers morph into higher levels, and they migrate into other forms of the industry, and they begin to merge in and to bridge and cohabitate with other disciplines, you find that there's so many opportunities that we have to take the time to just always look at the landscape, always think about, where you are and where you want to go, but be patient. That's probably the greatest thing. And this is probably not the place to put it, but that's one of the things that I find in mentoring the college graduates of today. Just because you have a degree don't mean you can do what I do. You probably do some things better than I. I'm not gonna kid you, but I've been around the block a couple of times, and I've dealt with some things that that woke me up at 3 o'clock in the morning and didn't let me go back to sleep. So there's a lot of things in that arena. So I think for me, it's get an education sooner, but then I question, was that really for me? Because it has been so profitable for me later on in life, because now I was more mature and able to deal with those challenges at a better rate. But I think there's just a lot to that to be said.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure. I think for me, just run your own race. Things will happen at the time that they're supposed to happen for you. And I think kind of what you were trying to say, Breanna, is like you're patient in recognizing that you know that you're putting in the work to get where you want to go, but you're still working nonetheless. Like you're still doing something in the background that is pushing yourself forward, so that when you get that perfect moment, that perfect opportunity, you're prepared for it, and so you can trust in your work.